Did you realize that everyone has a different way of doing things? Yet, they still find success in the same game. Some people succeed with mastery and patience. Some people succeed with creativity and adaptability. Some people succeed with passion and power. And some are a mix of them. Today, we are going into the depths of mystical science of Ayurveda. Ayurveda is the traditional Hindu system of medicine. Ayus means life, while Veda means science. So, Ayurveda means science of life. According to Ayurveda, everything in the universe can be defined with 5 elements. These 5 elements are water, fire, air, earth, and ether. And human body has 3 systems that are called Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Vata can be thought as our neural network, which is made of air and ether. Pitta can be thought as our circulatory system, which is made of fire and water. And Kapha can be thought as our building or constructive systems, which is made of water and earth. According to Ayurveda, every person has Vata, Pitta, and Kapha in their body, but in different amounts. Let's understand them and what kind of tools they prefer in different types of challenges. If you missed our videos about challenges and tools, I will leave their links in the description below. People who are high in Vata are like the wind. They move freely and can change their way easily in order to overcome the obstacles. They are quick to learn new things, but bad at focusing and mastering. In motor skill challenges, they prefer tools that gives them mobility. In deduction challenges, they prefer tools that gives them different options. In innovation challenges, they prefer tools that create the most unusual paths. In fellowship challenges, they prefer tools that create different interactions. In management challenges, they prefer tools that gives them freedom. And in optimization challenges, they prefer tools that gives them flexibility. If you are a Vata-dominant person, don't be afraid to ride the winds of change. In my world, people who are Vata-dominant belong to the temple of the swallow, which was their spiritual animal. Followers of the swallow lived like nomads, constantly moving and helping anyone they meet along their way. People who are high in Pitta are like the flame. They can grow stronger and overpower every obstacle that are standing in their way. They are excellent at focusing on their passions, but they are controlled by it as well. In motor skill challenges, they prefer tools that allows them to bully their opponents. In deduction challenges, they prefer tools that are the most dominant. In innovation challenges, they prefer tools that creates the strongest paths. In fellowship challenges, they prefer tools that motivates others. In management challenges, they prefer tools that gives them the highest payoffs. And in optimization challenges, they prefer tools that gives them the most power. If you are a Pitta-dominant person, show them. If they mess with the bull, they get the horns. Pitta-dominant people in my world belong to the Temple of the Lion, which was their spiritual animal. Followers of the lion were the most passionate and courageous people. They would even die for what they believed. People who are high in Kapha are like the earth. They are the immovable object and withstand every obstacle that are coming their way. They are great at mastering their craft, but they are terrible at changing their views or paths. In motor skill challenges, they prefer tools that rewards mastery. In deduction challenges, they prefer tools that are most consistent. In innovation challenges, they prefer tools that creates the safest paths. In fellowship challenges, they prefer tools that creates strong bonds. In management challenges, they prefer tools that gives them permanent payoffs. And in optimization challenges, they prefer tools that gives them the most security. If you are a Kapha dominant person, you should never forget slow and steady wins the race. Temple of the Elephant was home to people who are high in Kapha. Elephant was their spiritual animal. Followers of the elephant did choose a pet for themselves. Then they did it for the rest of their lives and become masters of their own field. There were also people who are dominant in more than one type. For example, people who are dominant in Vata and Pitta are like the lightning. They strike fast and hard. They will obliterate any obstacle that is on their path. They are extremely explosive, but they don't leave any lingering effects. In motor skill challenges, they prefer tools that can utilize the element of surprise. In deduction challenges, they prefer tools that are perfectly fit to that specific situation. In innovation challenges, they prefer tools that can create explosive combos. In fellowship challenges, they prefer tools that can give emotional impacts. In management challenges, they prefer tools that allows them to act quickly. And in optimization challenges, they prefer tools that gives them accuracy. If you are dominant in both Vata and Pitta, strike first, strike hard, and show no mercy. People who are too ambitious to become a swallow or too free-spirited to become a lion joins the Temple of the Cobra. Cobra is the spiritual animal of people who shows characteristics of both a swallow and a lion. Followers of the Cobra are the biggest activist group in history. If there were anything wrong, they would be the first to act. People who are high in Pitta and Kapha, on the other hand, were like lava. They will grow with every obstacle they conquer. Much like lava, they move slowly but consume everything they connect and make it their own. In motor skill challenges, they prefer tools that gives them sustained effects. In deduction challenges, they prefer tools that get stronger as time goes on. In innovation challenges, they prefer tools that are hard to master but extremely strong. In fellowship challenges, they prefer tools that creates an holy mission, where people follow it without a doubt. In management challenges, they prefer tools that allows them to utilize everything they conquer. And in optimization challenges, they prefer tools that can gain momentum, aka snowball. If you are dominant in both Pitta and Kapha, it's your way or the highway. People who are too calm to be a lion or too ambitious to be an elephant joins the temple of the bear. Bear is the spiritual animal of people who have both elephant and lion characteristics. Followers of the bear are an unstoppable force. Once they have a mission, it is impossible to stop them. Our last dual type is people who are high in Vata and Kapha. It kind of seems like they are opposites of each other, but not exactly. Vata is about flexibility and freedom, while Kapha is about stability and resilience. If Vata is wind and Kapha is earth, then a Vata Kapha is like snow. You can shape it and it will take a solid form. If wind blows it, they might move but cover the surface of somewhere else and becomes a semi-solid foundation. In motor skill challenges, they prefer tools that gives them reactive options. In deduction challenges, they prefer tools that gives them what they need. In innovation challenges, they prefer tools that perfectly fits the situation. In fellowship challenges, they prefer tools that can cover up others' weaknesses. In management challenges, they prefer tools that gives them the most reactive options. And in optimization challenges, they prefer tools that gives them flexible insurance that can be used in any situation. If you are a Kapha Vata dominant person, you are a person of duty. People who are too grounded to be a swallow or too excited to be an elephant joins the temple of the horse. Horses are loyal, reliable, and can be used in many situations. They can be used for war, transportation, carrying, and even in entertainment, which makes them the perfect spiritual animal for Kapha Vata people. Followers of the horse are always fulfilling the society's needs and shortcomings. But we are not done yet. Yes, we covered our last dual type. But what if a person is equally dominant in each dosha? People who are balanced are like the water. They are a jack of all trades, master of none type. Freeze it, and they become solid like a kapha. Blow it, and they flow like a vata. Boil it, and they destroy like a pitta. But the trick is, they can do it continuously. Ice will melt, flow will stop, and heat will go down. In motor skill challenges, they prefer tools that can do many different actions. In deduction challenges, they prefer tools that can do it all. In innovation challenges, they prefer tools that can create new options. In fellowship challenges, they prefer tools that can support everyone. In management challenges, they prefer tools that gives them the most number of possibilities. And in optimization challenges, they prefer tools that gives them a balanced outcome. If you are a balanced person, you should become what you need in order to strive. Balanced people belong to the temple of the chameleon. Unlike horses, Chameleons only adapt until they get their prey or enemies, which makes chameleon the perfect spiritual animal for balanced people. They can blend in among the common and wait until it's their day to shine. Followers of the chameleon act as the mediators and coordinators of the community. They can help different groups to understand each other because they can relate to everyone. Everyone born with an equal amount of doshas, which was distributed among the Vata, Pitta and Kapha. This means if you are high in one, you are low in others. And if you are high in two, last one is pretty weak compared to others. For example, a Vata Pitta dominant person is the one who is least patient because they are lowest in Kapha. That doesn't mean they don't have any Kapha, but it's really hard for them to act this way. Each dosha in our body produces energy of their own type, and every tool requires us to spend that type of energy in order to operate them efficiently. If you run out of that type of energy, your body starts demanding you to use your remaining types. For example, if a Pitta-dominant person tries to use a tool that requires patience too long, they'll become irritated and tries to rush to perfection, which ruins and lowers that tool's performance. That's why you should choose tools that can utilize your energy. Trying to imitate a person who is not your type will always result in failure. But if you do follow your own path, you might surpass the person you are trying to imitate. So now let's get into the designing part. Much like before, let's look at PvP and PvE experiences differently. Let's start with PvP. In PvP experiences, you should create 3 ways of play. For Vata way, you should give your players freedom of different options, so they can be rewarded for their decision making. For Pitta way, you should give your players domination options, so they can be rewarded for their risk taking. For Kapha way, you should give your players mastery and scaling options, so they can be rewarded for their patience. And for combined types, you should create ways of combining these options. A decision that leads to impact or mastery. A risk that leads to freedom or scaling. Or your patience that leads to domination or abundance of options. These will lower your design time by designing just 3 instead of 7, and still be inclusive for everyone. For PvE challenges, on the other hand, players should always progress regardless of their style. But you should reward creativity and flexibility for Vata-dominant players, risk-taking and aggression for Pitta-dominant players, and patience or mastery for Kapha-dominant players. Because every style of action they prefer contributes to the completion of the challenge, you don't need to create ways of combining these options. But if you do, you can even create more unique experiences for your players. So let's summarize what we learned. People have 3 different systems, which are Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Those systems perform on different levels on different people. Depending on their performance levels, they produce their type of energy. which can be used to utilize their kind of tools. There are people who can be dominant in one or two types, or they can be balanced across them all. All 7 dosha combinations can be symbolized by an object or an animal, which can guide us to understand how we should act. Doshas can also be used to define different paths to victory, and by understanding these different paths, we can design them so everyone can have a fair chance. Hello, if you reached this part of the video, thank you for your support and best of luck on your journey. What do you think? Do you agree with what I told you? Or can you show me a different path to success? Which temple do you belong to? And would you follow their teachings? And if you liked this video, I know you are smart enough to like and subscribe. By hitting the like button and subscribing to this channel, you can show me that you want more videos from me. In our next video, we will talk about another part of Ayurveda, which is gunas, and how we can use them to understand our states of mind. And if you want me to dive into another subject, just let me know in the comments below. And thanks for watching.